Hello, everyone, and welcome into another SEO
Bonjour, Monsieur Dixon.
Bonjour, Laurent. So, we were going to talk about sitemaps.
Which one are we talking about? Which
Well,
sitemap?
yeah. Well, therein lies, what do you want to do? HTML sitemaps, XML sitemap, no sitemap, upload a CSV file to Google Search Console sitemap.
Upload the HTML to the Search Console. That's also a trick.
So
Let's see.
here's the very first thing for me on sitemaps. I don't use them very often because if my logic is, and I might be in a minority here, but my logic is if Google can't come and crawl, easily find your pages through links, internal links on the site, then you've got a problem anyway. And just uploading a sitemap, all it does is it helps Google to discover the content, but it gives you no clue then as to whether you've got a crawl issue on your website. So I'm sure with very big websites you're going to have to put up sitemaps because Google just needs to sort of prioritize. But unless you're going to help Google with the priority of which pages are important on your page, then I'm not a big fan of sitemaps myself.
Can
What
you
about you?
extrapolate on the word discover? Because you have all those different steps, right? Discover, decide do I crawl or not, index, then you got the mystery box that we don't see until the page returns into an interface like the search engine result page.
Yeah.
But yeah, that word discover is very interesting.
So for me, putting up a sitemap, you're going to get discovered. All the URLs you put into that into that sitemap are going to get discovered or should get discovered by Google pretty easily. But Google is so aggressive now that it discovers your content very quickly anyway. And if it doesn't discover your content anyway, then you've got an issue. Now, when I say I don't have a sitemap, I have an HTML sitemaps and things, so it should be easy for Google to see the content. But uploading a sitemap using CSV in particular, I think, is not a great plan. I suppose I probably do. I probably got a Yoast plugin, and I've got a sitemap connected to that. It's probably have in all in my system there, but I don't pay a lot of attention to it because my content gets crawled, and I want Google to crawl it naturally, because then I know which pages Google is thinking is most important, rather than me trying to convince Google.
The myth here is people thinking that the XML or CSV sitemap is useful for SEO. It doesn't. It's not. It won't. I've audited, especially big press websites. They had all the sitemaps, like a sitemap index, then like dozens of other sitemaps, and 80% of the content was not indexed. 80%.
Okay.
Because the internal linking, there was none. There's the last latest articles 24/7 blah blah, that's big list, and once that page is out of this block, it's not, sometimes it gets the links from somewhere, maybe a backlink from a forum or from a category or something, but 80% of the content is not indexed, not even like ranking, not even so
I don't really see. I mean, have you seen any? Is Google really explaining why we should have a sitemap? Why it makes a difference? I mean, I don't.
It's a control. It's to control. It's to control within the Search Console. Okay, I got this many pages. It's like a site operator on on Google, right? I got 1,000 pages. He's indexing. I got 1,000 URL in my sitemap. He's saying he's got only 500. Okay, I got the problem, and that's not about the sitemap XML.
I think there's another problem. Linking. I mean, one of the problems with, if you're going to upload a sitemap to Google as opposed to have it on a URL, what you're also doing there is you're giving Google information that other search engines are not getting. And I think that that's a long-term disadvantage for SEOs. I think that even though Google is, god of all things search, and it's hardly worth looking at anything else, it's certainly not in your interests to actively make it harder for other search engines to see your content. If you ever want to get out of the stranglehold that Google's got over the industry.
So even if you do have a sitemap, declare it in the robot.txt for the other search engines to find
they can see it as well. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but that all said, having a sitemap does make it very easy to find all the URLs on the site. But there was, I don't know if this still exists, there was the ability in sitemaps to put weightings on all of the pages, so you could give different pages different weightings.
Yeah, but it never worked. It's optional. Google never used that. The only mandatory line is lock, meaning the URL.
Yeah.
All the other things, I mean, they got the server headers. They got the millisecond. When was the last time something was accessed on the FTP and something was updated? It's the last modify since or something like that. Attribute in the HTTP headers. HTML sitemap works. Pagination for e-commerce website is kind of a sitemap as well. Having our thing with my Topical Mesh with inlinks is also about building a strong internal linking. That's the whole discussion we're gonna have all throughout the year.
Yeah.
How to build a nice page, how to build a nice who is in relation to what and why. This whole semantic SEO thing. That's something that you're gonna hear us repeating again, and again. And the proof is on the screen.
I think there's another issue with sitemaps and why your internal mesh and my sort of inlinking and stuff I think is better is that a sitemap doesn't often come with context. Is my computer just pinging all the time? I think.
You're just banging the desk, so it's moving all over.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Something's pinging. I've obviously got some website.
It's when you are getting a little bit upset. You start like to bang your desk. You're like, this is wrong. This is a conspiracy.
Okay. I'll try and close most of my other apps while we're going. I don't know, but I think sitemaps tend to reduce context. The great thing about finding a website through a body text link is that the conversation that's around it gives machine learning the ability to get context. So there's another advantage to having content found in a more natural way than providing a sitemap to Google, I think.
Also, while we were talking, I wrote down in the list of all the conspiracies we need to address, this whole like every page need to be accessed by 3 clicks from the homepage. Which is there is more intelligent, smarter ways to do it.
It's not about mathematically, possibly, but the truth is that you've got to be able to have a link from a site, from a page that's got a meaningful amount of juice, really. So it's got to be from a powerful page. I mean, so I got a link once from the BBC, and I didn't even do it. One of my competitors wrote the post. the BBC.
Oh, very cool.
And trying to be balanced, gave me the link, so that content still exists on the BBC to this day. But the BBC, it was 15 years ago, and the BBC don't link to it at all. It was just an article on a Christmas post and stuff like that. But I can still surface it in the search engine results, or I could last time I looked, because I've linked to it from my own blog a few times in a link building case study or something. So so they certainly don't link to that URL in any way, shape, or form on the BBC. It's worthless. The only juice that it's got is from me, which isn't really an awful lot, but it means that you don't have to have a page that's got to be seen 3 links from a homepage. It's just got to be seen, it's got to have some kind of link equity going to it. Yeah.
And we debunked the whole like domain authority thing anyway. So don't believe if the page from the BBC website is not attached from anywhere else on the web,
then it's still a useless link. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And we're not going to get into the high level technical, like how to, because you can circle in with the reasonable surfer with 3 levels, meaning, okay, what you did is the BBC sends you a bit of PageRank and the reasonable surfer is going to follow that link. Then you link back, and you could do it with 2 levels, meaning you could have increase the visit of the reasonable surfer, therefore the crawler, and also boost up your PageRank. Otherwise, it just gets lost
what you
in
can
nature.
do with that, if you wanted to, it's probably more your black hat department than mine. But what you could do is, so I've for you, I've put the I Pirate t-shirt on today, so to put my black hat mind on. But one of the things you can do is if you've got a spammy link building technique, then instead of building the links directly to your own page, you can build the link to, that page on somebody else's site that's got the link to you.
Exactly. That's the way
and
to do it.
especially if that's a powerful website, that's unlikely to get banned as a site. So they're going to have some kind of protection in there. They might get a message in their search console saying, these sites seem to be producing unnatural links towards you. But it may be a form of protection for you.
By the way, we are not black hat SEOs. My bio reads search engine hacker, which is a little bit different. Search engine hacker. And you are also a search engine hacker.
I call myself a SaaS, an SEO tool marketer. So, because I'm marketing tools these days.
That's what you do by day. But in your mind, you are also what I call it's the black hat, the white hat of the black hat in the really like hacking world, right? In the hacking world, there's the black hat and the white hat. There's the hackers who destroy sites, and you have the ones who discover vulnerabilities and tell what's wrong with security on the blah blah. So
a lot of it is about how you want to be perceived as well, isn't it? If I'm and that's the problem with on the SEO conspiracy thing, we've listed three websites each that we're connected with, and the thing is that Majestic's a reasonably well-known brand and very keen to maintain a white hat image. Inlinks is more of a happy to talk to all the SEOs in the world kind of brand, and Dixon Jones just doesn't want to look stupid too often. So those are different personas and different images, and it's a kind of a funny thing when you come onto a podcast like this and you don't know which hat you're wearing, because
you all of them, you are you. That's what is beautiful about it, and that's why I think it's interesting, is because we are passionate about trying to understand how things work and putting out at least our truth. That's, again, we're just 2 guys. But there's so much nonsense out there on this XML versus HTML. Guys, build a nice HTML sitemap. Build a nice pagination. Like, don't do what I see sometimes. The e-commerce is that pagination in English?
Yeah, pagination works. Yeah.
Okay. They index the first one and they put the rest in no index. No. Don't block it. No. You
really? There's some levels of stupid that I can't really go with.
What you want to do is de-optimize. Like in the title tag, maybe the first page has this is the page 1 of the category, blah, blah. And they start with page 2, no title. In the title tag, put just page 2. That's it. And then page 3 or whatever. Don't optimize all the pages for ranking on something. Just the first page, but let the crawler follow everything.
I think you have to have a good look as well at exactly what's going through the user and user's head at that particular point, because there's so many different ways in which e-commerce pages might be displaying content, and in some occasions it might be appropriate to give a canonical on those pages to say, look, Google, when you come to this page, to be honest with you, next time somebody comes to this page, it'll be something else. So you really, this should be the page. So I think they if you think about the word canonical as, preferred, a canonical page is the preferred page, then Google can work things out. But that doesn't work if you're trying to manipulate Google and you're trying to get people into the search engine for, buying a Samsung phone, and then you try and, tell them that they've just got to go to this page for all phones. You maybe need a category canonical or something like that. But you can, de-optimizing, I think if you need to de-optimize, then you may as well be canonicalizing. I don't know.
Well, the problem, if you canonize, you bring back, it's like a 301. It's like a redirect, basically.
Yeah, but a canonical is not as strong as a 301. And because clearly, where it works, especially in e-commerce, is if you're looking at, products with sizes and stuff like that. So you're buying your iPirate t-shirt, and you can get it in, small, medium, large, or in my case, extra large. And you don't really want to cannibalize all your iPirate t-shirt content by not having those canonicalized into one t-shirt URL. Yeah.
But you spoke about UX and the HTML sitemap. Also, be proud. Try to make it beautiful. Don't just list all the URLs. My clients, they most of the time, either it's parsing an XML feed, which is going to bring the image, the description, the title, the date, something nice, and that's automatically generated. But some of them do it even by hand. I tell them, can you show it to your mom? Are you proud enough of this page to show it to your mom? And
then you might as well be using H tags as well on that as well. So you can...
And the context, like why do you need to do it by hand? Because if you put context before and after the link, it's automatic. By hand, it's going to take 2 minutes, and you contextualize the link, and it makes the whole difference.
On my on InLinks we use. So I wrote a whole load of content about a semantic search guide, and I broke it down into individual pages, because each page, I want to talk about how do you get a Wikipedia article, or what is semantic SEO anyway, and so break it down into individual pages. But the landing page is the home page. I want to rank, if I can, for semantic search guide, and that is my HTML sitemap. But each page that it links to then has a little description underneath it about what that page is about. So it's really becoming a proper landing page for the phrase itself. And then each of the individual pages are hopefully going to rank for individual things as well, but it's got context to it. Yeah, you're absolutely right. We've got to put that context in there.
To conclude on this topic, I'm just sad that since the XML sitemap appeared, people let down the HTML sitemap, or just build a strong internal linking. Just make it smart, not everything flat. We don't share screen. We'll meet for a long format where we're gonna explain the whole InLinks and Topical Mesh thing in details with a screen share and all. But building a strong, smart internal linking is the way to go. But being smart about it, just the basic siloing thing, there's more to it. There's more to it.
That's true. That's true. Yeah,
because just building silos and doing it with an axe, no, we got now more power.
One thing about sitemaps, I think, is some of it is just practicality. Some systems just want to happily generate an XML sitemap as you go, and if it does, then fine. It becomes an easy thing to have in your arsenal. But I think that Laurent's right. Customizing your sitemap makes it much better for the user and much better for any machine learning algorithm to understand context, and I think that's a good thing to have.
And please do the test. Take two websites, one with a very strong, nice internal linking, one with no linking, d'accord? Okay, just all the pages, but not linked.
Yep.
With the sitemap XML, and test for yourself. See the results and call us. Okay. We know what's going to happen.
Absolutely. Yeah. What's next time?
Oh, we're going to talk about is cloaking only for Black Hat SEO?
Excellent. Oh, okay. That's brilliant. Okay. Am I going to have to reveal my cloaking techniques now?
Well, is it really that mystery? Is it really that? Well, we'll demystify. Until next time.
Let's go for it.
Thank you.